So there he is, Justin Bieber, standing on the main stage at Coachella in April 2026, shirtless, in front of roughly 125,000 people in the Indio desert, about to do something he hasn't done in nearly 4 years. Perform a full headlining set. Somewhere in that crowd, his wife is holding their toddler son on her hip. The kid has a temporary Bieberchella tattoo on his little arm. And Justin, the guy who's been famous since he was 13, looks out at the sea of people and just goes for it. You all know the version of Justin Bieber that lives in your head. The 2010 kid with the swoopy hair singing Baby. Or maybe the messier version. The tabloid years. The deposition memes, the "is he okay?" paparazzi clips. For a solid stretch there, the most interesting thing about Justin Bieber was whether Justin Bieber was all right. So here's the question we're actually here for today. It's 2026. The kid is 32 years old now. He's a dad. His wife is a billionaire. And he just had maybe the biggest year of his entire career. So what exactly does Justin Bieber do all day now? The answer is way weirder and way more interesting than he sings songs. Let's rewind because none of this makes sense without the album. In July 2025, with basically no warning, Bieber dropped a record called Swag. And here's the thing. Nobody expected it to be good. The internet's reaction was, charitably, oh, he's just trying to stay relevant. 21 tracks. Features from Gunna, Sexy Red, Dijon, even comedian Drusky. And then people actually listened to it. It wasn't a pop comeback. It was this loose, intimate R&B leaning thing that closed on a literal gospel song. Critics did a full 180. By the end of the year, he'd dropped a sequel, Swag 2, and the guy everyone had written off as a cautionary tale was suddenly being talked about as one of the most interesting voices in pop again. Which sets up February. Quick pause, because this next part is the kind of moment that tells you everything about where his head is at. February 1st, 2026. The Grammys. Bieber walks out for his first Grammy performance in 4 years. Now you'd expect spectacle, right? Pyrotechnics, dancers, the whole machine. Instead, he comes out shirtless in basically just shorts, picks up a guitar, builds the whole song live on loop pedals, and does a stripped-down, vulnerable, almost uncomfortably intimate version of his song, Yukon. Alone. No backup. Just him and the loops. It was a flex disguised as the opposite of a flex. And then, he lost. Album of the Year went to Bad Bunny. His R&B nomination went to Kehlani. 4 nominations, walked away with nothing that night. His wife applauded straight into the camera anyway. So that's a guy who came back, did the bravest version of the performance, and didn't get the trophy. Hold on to that because it matters for the rest of the story. Okay, so what does he actually do now? Let's break the year down because it's genuinely all over the map. First, there's the Coachella thing, and it's a bigger deal than it sounds. Bieber didn't just play Coachella. He became the highest paid headliner in the festival's entire history, reportedly pulling in over $10 million across his sets. He brought out SZA. He brought out Sexy Red. And here's the detail I love. He reportedly negotiated the whole gig directly with the festival promoter, which is almost unheard of for a headliner. No giant machine doing it for him. Him. Then, a few weeks later, he does something completely different. In May, he plays a show, but not for fans. Photos leaked from a hotel employee, and it turns out Bieber did a secret closed-door performance for a room full of tech billionaires and Hollywood power players at this hush-hush invite-only conference called WNDR. Think about the whiplash there. 1 month, he's playing to 125,000 screaming people in a field. The next, he's doing a private set for like 40 of the most powerful people on earth in a hotel ballroom. Same guy, wildly different rooms. And honestly, this is the part of modern mega fame nobody really talks about. At a certain level, the money isn't in the stadium tour anymore. It's in the room nobody's allowed to film. The richest version of being famous is being famous privately. Now here's where it gets genuinely funny, in a we're talking about it at a coffee shop kind of way. While Justin's out here conquering Coachella and serenading billionaires, his wife quietly became richer than he is. Hailey Bieber launched a skincare brand called Rhode in 2022. 3 products, under $30 each. 3 years later, in 2025, she sold it to ELF Beauty for $1 billion. $1 billion. From lip peptides and a viral phone case. So there's this whole running joke online about the swag gap in the Bieber household. Like, who actually has the swag here? The pop star doing arena loop pedal performances, or the woman who turned glazed skin serum into a $1 billion exit? It's a fair question. She's the CEO energy. He's the artist energy. And the internet will not let either of them forget it. But let's slow down for a second, because under all the spectacle, there's a quieter story. And it's the one I actually keep thinking about. Because in August 2024, Justin and Hailey had a kid, a son, Jack Blues Bieber. And the way they've handled it tells you who Justin is trying to be now. They keep the kid's face out of public view almost entirely. Even at Coachella, even on Hailey's Instagram, you mostly see the back of his little head, a cap, a hand. There's this deliberate, protective fence around him. Around May 2026, the family did a low-key Disneyland trip, and Justin's wandering the park in a face mask eating popcorn while Hailey pushes the stroller. That's the day-to-day now. The most famous man in a theme park, trying very hard to just be a dad with popcorn. This is a guy who got famous at 13, who had basically no privacy his entire adolescence, and who is now spending real effort making sure his son gets the childhood he didn't. There's a name for what Justin Bieber is, technically, and I think it's the key to the whole thing. He's a former child star, and former child stars almost never get a third act. Think about how rare it is. You blow up impossibly young, you crash in public, and then you're supposed to just disappear gracefully into nostalgia and reunion specials. The path back is brutal. Most don't make it. The ones who do usually do it by burning the old version of themselves to the ground first. That's the lens for everything in 2026. Swag wasn't just an album. It was him deciding what the adult version of Justin Bieber sounds like. The shirtless loop pedal Grammy set wasn't a stunt. It was him saying, "I'm not the boy band guy. I'm a musician. Watch me prove it with no safety net." The protective wall around his son is him refusing to repeat his own childhood. He's not trying to be the biggest pop star anymore. He's trying to be a real one. So, what does Justin Bieber do in 2026? On paper, the answer is glamorous and obvious. He headlines the desert. He plays for billionaires. He gets 4 Grammy nominations and performs half naked on a guitar. He drops surprise albums. There are reports he's already cooking another one, a proper pop record, supposedly. But I think the real answer is quieter than all of that. What Justin Bieber does in 2026 is the hardest thing a person who peaked at 16 can possibly attempt. He's trying to grow up in public, on his own terms, after the whole world already decided who he was a decade ago. He's trying to make music he actually means. He's trying to raise a kid who'll never have to live the life he lived. He's trying to be married to a woman who, frankly, out-earned him this year and seemed genuinely fine about it. And here's the thing that rattles around my head. We spent years asking, is Justin Bieber okay? Like it was a question about him. But it was never really just about him. It's the question we ask about anyone who got everything too early. The lottery winners, the viral kids, the people handed the entire world before they knew what to do with it. Can you survive being given everything at the wrong time? In 2026, for the first time in a long time, the answer actually looks like, yeah, maybe. He might be okay. And the wild part is, that turns out to be the most impressive comeback of all.